Welcome in. And today I'm going to describe to you how I would add Mysterio into Marvel Rivals as a Vanguard. Now I'll say this pretty bluntly. I know a lot of people have said to put him as a strategist. I've never really seen him that way. I don't think he could really work like that. And with my design, I'm heavily leaning into not just the comics, but also Spider-Man Far From Home, which if you haven't seen that, you'll understand more of my design, more where I took from when I explain the abilities. I did create this whole character before the team-ups were reworked, so I turned my original team-up into another one, which fits in this current team-up build, and added another one which I'm extremely proud of, but it's kind of out there. I'll admit that. Now let's get straight into it. Mysterio, 525 HP, so he's lower than a lot of other Vanguards. There's a reason why. 6 meters per second movement speed, which is standard among most heroes. Primary, Illusion's Choice. Mysterio unleashes green bursts towards enemies, kinda like Wanda's secondary ability, but instead of traveling at 120 meters a second like her, his is 160 meters a second. Each hit deals 55 damage, just as a comparison more to Wanda again. Wanda's is 40 damage, and Splash for Mysterio's is 40 with a radius of 2 meters. Wanda's Splash is also 40, but with a 3 meter radius. This has 10 charges, Wanda has 4. This attack can only reach up to 35 meters before disappearing. Attack interval of 0.6. So this primary, I'll admit, isn't super strong. You're gonna have to shoot people 4 to 5 times to actually burst them down for like a 300 HP target. This is more of a poke thing. Kind of think of like a Magneto left click or Magneto primary. It's not going to do a heavy amount of damage, but it's going to poke a lot. Secondary, the new Sorcerer Supreme. And before I get into this ability, all of his abilities will have something to do with other heroes in the Marvel Universe, because I'm pulling from Spider-Man Far From Home a lot. And in that movie, they're showing a TV screen. Spider-Man, Flash, Ned, all of them are looking at it. And they're saying Mysterio is like a combined force of Thor, of Iron Man, of Doctor Strange. He's a combination of all of these people. And that's what I'm gonna lean into. He's trying to play the hero, but he's just not. He's just using illusions. Mysterio forms 2 green shields with markings similar to Doctor Strange magic. But strangely, 2 drones come from the sky and disappear in front of them as they form. So pretty much, the markings on his shields are trying to mimic Doctor Strange, but they really mean nothing, because he doesn't know really what they are. He doesn't know Doctor Strange's magic. And in the movie, when he's fighting the fake water monster, which he conjured up with the illusions with the drones, he uses 2 shields, which are green. And with them, there will be a lot of openings up above and down below his legs and head. So, depending on where the shots are, he moves the shields around him. Now, he doesn't move them to his sides or behind him, up above him, only in front of him to kind of form the same radius as Doctor Strange's shields, but he has 2 of them. And here's another thing, each of the shields has 300 health for a combined 600. Doctor Strange's shield is 700. So, Mysterio is still mimicking Doctor Strange's shields, but they're weaker and he doesn't really know how they work. The recovery speed of each shield is 50 a second, beginning to regen after 1 second of non-use, 3 seconds if fully broken. Strange's recovers at 60 a second, so again, his shields aren't as good as Doctor Strange's because they're just mimicking him. So, going from 1 to 300 on each of the shields takes 6 seconds. Shift ability, I need to save my world, which is a quote from Far From Home, when I believe he's facing the lava monster, which he again conjured up with his illusions with his drones. Mysterio launches 10 meters into the air upon activation, gaining free flight. Like Iron Man's shift, both going 12 meters a second. So again, he's mimicking popular heroes' abilities, which again he does in Far From Home. Mysterio's primary changes in free flight mode to a green beam, which reaches 35 meters, which again he uses against the water monster which he conjured up, dealing 80 damage a second, 60 damage after 25 meters. Just for another beam example, Emma's primary beam is 70 damage a second with 0 charge. So, after 25 meters, his beam is weaker than Emma without charge, but with Emma without charge, and before 25 meters, Mysterio does more damage. This fly can last forever, but switching between each mode has a 5-second cooldown. A green mist follows him to 3 seconds in the past. So just pretty much showing his trajectory, which also is in Far From Home. Not to mention, he can still use his shields. Only his primary got changed in this free flight mode. And he can also use his other abilities other than his primary who changed pretty much. Okay, E ability, check your surroundings, which is a reference to when Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, faced off against Mysterio in the fake SHIELD headquarters. Mysterio can look at an enemy, marking them. A drone descends from the sky before disappearing around the enemy, taking 2 seconds, and suddenly Mysterio disappears where he once was, in the enemy's vision. Just the person he marked, by the way, not everyone. 3 Mysterios appear, one being the real one. The 2 fake ones will mimic the real one's actions, but they cannot deal damage. They can only take damage or block healing with their bodies. While shooting at one of the fakes, a very subtle green mist comes out of it. Each fake has 262.5 HP, so half of Mysterio's health. If a fake is destroyed, green mist poofs into the area for a couple seconds where the fake once stood. All enemies can see that mist. All enemies can walk through the fakes, they have no collision. This effect lasts on the enemy for 6 seconds. This ability has a cooldown of 20 seconds. So pretty much, he's using his illusions on one person to just completely mess with them. They can't really tell what's reality. And the green mist coming from the illusions, they're only getting hit and half HP because the drones are actually there, conjuring up the illusion. Now the ultimate ability, Mysterio is the truth, which he says to Spider-Man when he's beating him in a fight, and again, Spider-Man Far From Home. 10 drones descend from the sky, stopping 25 meters above the ground in a 20-meter circle, or closer depending on the room or area. The drones project a fake reality, casting a green mist 1 meter tall onto the ground. To all enemies within the 20 meters, all health bars and name colors are randomized every second, and every 3 seconds all players disappear for half a second before reappearing. Each drone in the air has 100 health. Each destroyed drone lowers the radius of the ultimate ability by 2 meters. The ultimate ability lasts for 12 seconds. So pretty much this isn't a big damage ult. This isn't a giant healing ult. This is purely just, okay, what is really going on? It's not a giant CC ult. It's not an instant kill ult. It's something different. It's pretty much saying, hey enemies, you don't know who's low on your team. Who do I heal? This Vanguard's health keeps going from 1 to 100, 1 to 100, 1 to 100. This DPS is going 1 to 100. Their names are switching. Imagine if you have divers on your team, then suddenly you see a diver with an enemy color or name tag right next to you. Even though you might say, wait, they don't have a dive, it'll make you second guess and start using your abilities on them. But there is counterplay to it. You can shoot the drones in the air to make the radius of the ultimate smaller and more compact. There is counterplay to it. This plays into Mysterio. He's casting everything and trying to mix up the roles. He's trying to play the hero, and so he's making everyone else uncertain of what they are. Now, his passive ability. While falling, Mysterio falls at half the normal speed while holding the jump button. Now, his team-ups. Here's the original one I conjured up, but slightly tweaked, and I'll also count the upgraded versions. Let's start with the more tame one, with Loki. You know, both illusion masters. Mysterio gains a new ability after Loki offers some of his magic, hopefully with no strings attached. X ability, wrong place. Mysterio disappears in a green smoke cloud, teleporting to where Mysterio is looking after pressing confirm. After teleporting, Mysterio is invisible for 1 second unless he uses an attack or ability. The teleport has a range of 20 meters, 10 less than Loki's teleport. This ability is on a 30-second cooldown. If Loki is on the team though, the teleport range goes from 20 to 30 meters, the invisibility after teleporting goes from 1 to 2 seconds, and an illusion Mysterio is left where Mysterio once was for 3 seconds before disappearing, aka no smoke cloud anymore. Now, here is my most ambitious team up I ever have made, and if I'm being fully honest, it may be a bit much, but I personally like it. We need, you'll realize this later on, it's with Ultron. We actually needed a powerful, lore-accurate Ultron in this game, and I'm bringing him to you right now with Ultron. Ultron breaks free from Iron Man's programming for less than a second. Keep in mind, in lore, they defeat an Ultron drone, which Iron Man turned into a more passive Ultron, but in this, he breaks from his programming for less than a second. But in that fraction of a second, he inflicts Mysterio's tech with the Ultron virus, before Ultron is forced back into the programming. A fraction of Ultron's true power breaks free, puppeting Quentin Beck's body without his will. And if you don't know, that's Mysterio's real name, Quentin Beck. Now, new X ability. I had strings, but now I'm free. Ultron's famous line from Avengers: Age of Ultron. After activating this ability, Mysterio's drones replace his own image with Ultron's. Alongside changing Mysterio's base kit, Mysterio's health fully regens upon activation. His hitbox will remain the same as a tank, but now with the face of Ultron. HP and movement speed stay the same, but his primary is turned into a blast 5 meters long, 5 meters wide, dealing 80 damage every 0.6 seconds. His secondary, Humanity's Rest. Some of Mysterio's drones recreate themselves into Ultron bots. 4 of them unite, creating a blasting beam in front of him, reaching out 25 meters. Each drone dealing 35 damage for a combined 140 per second. It lasts for 3 seconds. But the drones can be destroyed, each having 100 health, aka the same as the drones in Mysterio's ultimate, just to keep consistency. Can only be used once per team up use. This ability can pierce, so Ultron can really pack a punch. Now Ultron's last ability, I was made to be perfect. In a 20-meter range in front of him, 5 meters wide, Ultron rips up the ground, lifting it 20 meters high in 2 seconds before crashing it back down. That's what he did in Avengers Age of Ultron when he did it on the fight with Captain America on the truck, if you remember that. This attack deals 125 splash damage 2 meters away. So meaning if it crashes and you're in a close proximity to it, you're gonna get some splash damage. But if the rubble slams down on someone, it deals 175 damage with a 15% slow for 3 seconds. This Ultron virus form lasts for 10 seconds, so the same as Iron Man's Gamma team up. This ability is on a 60-second cooldown, so pretty long compared to all the rest of the team ups. With Ultron on the team, the virus spreads closer to home. One of the support Ultron's drones are duplicated with Mysterio's tech, turning it into a pocket drone for the Ultron virus, healing 25 per second only to the Ultron virus. So it's not like a normal healing drone where it heals in a radius to teammates. No, Ultron is pretty greedy. He wants it all to himself. This form lasts for 2 more seconds, from 10 to 12 seconds. The Ultron virus gains a passive. Anytime he holds the jump button, he begins hovering from the ground where he enters free flight, traveling 8 meters a second, 2 meters faster than Iron Man's free flight. Not Iron Man's shift where he zooms around, just his normal hover. But here are some drawbacks, since I get this is a strong ability and whole pretty much team up. You cannot use Mysterio's ultimate while in this team up. Ultron's true form is in full control, so you're pretty much locked out of using your ultimate ability, and you cannot build ultimate in this form either. While also, the enemies gain a extra 5% ultimate while dealing damage to you. You cannot cancel out of this team up. Ultron will not allow it. So there are some major drawbacks to this, but it's also extremely powerful, even more so with the pocket drone on you, which again, can't be destroyed. I think this Mysterio design is not just very lore accurate, but something we have never seen before. Sure, has pieces and parts of different things from different characters, but done in a completely different way. He has his own twist on it, and he's going to have his own place in the meta. He's going to be a mix of a shield tank and an off tank at the same time. You can either choose either playstyle. He has the shields, he has the movement, he can be played in whichever way you want. The only drawbacks is you kind of need to be close to people unless you want fall off. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this Mysterio design in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. See ya.